They beat them. They go against the Commanders. Once again, they struggle against the Commanders. They beat them. They then barely beat the Cowboys with, by 6 yards. They beat the Chiefs, which they couldn't do shit the entire first half. The Chiefs decided to take the second half off. They won that. They then beat the Bills in an ugly game. We'll call that a legit win but other than that, that is their one legit win where you can honestly say that they deserve that game and they won that game. The rest of their, they've benefited from a pretty soft schedule. So,
yeah, and just to add to your point, I will give you that one win over the Buffalo Bills, but I would throw the Kansas City Chiefs in there too, because they did come out and pitch a second half shutout versus the Kansas City Chiefs, and they were down 17-3 going into the second half. So they definitely did some decent damage there. Do we got a caller, Hoffy, or is that?
I missed call, so I'm going to tell him to call back. Sorry.
Okay, yeah. So let me jump back into the comments here, and we will talk. Anna's in the chat. And he says, "I called it last night. Steelers, they are who we thought they were, right?" Steelers, damn Steelers. And also says, "I think that Dallas wins, but Philly loses in the playoffs." So, Ann is basically saying that the Dallas Cowboys will beat Philadelphia on Sunday Night Football, but when they play in the playoffs in the divisional championship round or whatever it is called, I guess the second round, right? They will be losing to the Philadelphia Eagles. But guys, the phone lines are officially open here. 434-468-1234 are the phone lines. And it sounds like we do have somebody on the phone here, Hoffy. So who do we got?
He hung up on me.
He hung up on you. L's. L7 loser, right? 1997 just called. But, guys, before we get into the phone lines here, I do think that the Dallas Cowboys can legitimately beat the Philadelphia Eagles on Sunday night. I do think the Cowboys have the advantage over the Philadelphia Eagles right now. They definitely have the psyche advantage, right? So, I have 3 ways that the Dallas Cowboys can pull the upset versus the Philadelphia Eagles. And number 1, the one thing that they need to do is they need to get underneath the skin of the Philadelphia Eagles. We saw the San Francisco 49ers do it, right? Granted, the 49ers were losing their cool as well, but we've seen that the skin has been popped up a little bit on the Philadelphia Eagles. It's a little bit easier to get that infection in there. Get in there, talk that smack, right? Get underneath their skin, and bada bing, bada boom, the Eagles will self-implode. With that being said, also, we have to realize that the Philadelphia Eagles have played like 4 primetime games in a row, and they got 3 primetime games coming. They are wore out. They are a team that is wore out. Number 2, expose the weakness of the defense, and that is to run the damn ball. The Eagles' run defense got exposed last week versus the 49ers. I think they ran for like 200 and some odd yards. Ran all over them, up and down the field, back and back and back again. Run the damn ball. Number 3, don't let A.J. Brown catch the ball. Don't let A.J. Brown catch the ball. Don't even let him throw them this like his way. I want you to physically and mentally shut down A.J. Brown. Because we've seen it week 5, I think it was. The Philadelphia Eagles were up like 17 points, and A.J. Brown was throwing a fit on the sideline. I need the damn ball. Don't let him catch the ball. Let him self-implode the team. That's what you got to do. Hoffy, what do you got for us?
We got Big Jim Powell on the line.
What's up, Jim? Can you hear me?
Hey, guys. What's up?
What's going on, Jim?
Hello.
We can hear you, Jim. Go ahead.
Oh, I was sitting here listening, going through the very last dead zone in Kentucky, and I ended up listening to banjo music instead of Buck. But he was trying to get across that the Cowboys are going to get into the playoffs and make this great big run, and everything's going to be all peaches and cream and candy and nuts for Christmas.
I said that.
Every time they get to the first round, it's a complete disaster. How are they going to get past the first round this year? And it can't be how they play the regular season, because they play the regular season terrifically every year. And then first round of the playoffs, they choke like Linda Lovelace in a 70s movie.
All right. So
I'd
first
have
of
gone
all,
with Martha Stewart, but
the Dallas Cowboys have won first round games the last 2 seasons,
I
if
cannot
I'm
hear
not
you.
mistaken, right? The last 2 seasons, they beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Sorry,